Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing a really focused look into Millner-Haufen drill bits.
Oh, yeah. This is a fascinating one.
It really is. I mean, you've probably seen the videos from trade shows. They have these really high-pressure, kind of infomercial-style demos.
Exactly. And our whole mission today is to figure out if the product itself holds up or if it's all just, marketing smoke and mirrors.
Right. It's that classic clash, isn't it? The slick presentation versus the on-the-ground reality.
Well, we've gone through the sources, and the public skepticism is intense. So we're going to unpack the verifiable facts to see if that feeling is, well, justified.
Okay, so let's start with those digital red flags, the stuff that makes everyone immediately suspicious.
Right. The first thing you'll find is a scam detector score. It's a 54.6 out of 100. They label it questionable.
54.6. That's not great.
Not at all. But what's really important to understand here is why it gets that score. The algorithm seems to be flagging the marketing style.
The loudness of it.
The loudness, the aggressive sales, its proximity to other sites that do similar things. It doesn't seem to be flagging actual, financial misconduct.
And the company's been around for a while, right?
Since 2013. The domain has been active for over a decade, so it's not some pop-up shop.
So a low score based on marketing style, not on a proven risk. But that doesn't really line up with the paperwork, does it?
Not at all. And this is where the story completely flips. Millner-Haufen is a registered LLC in Nashville. It's been in operation for 12 years.
A real verifiable business.
A real business with a legal footprint. And the owner, Garen Katz, has credentials from the University of Edinburgh. This isn't a fly-by-night operation.
Okay, let's talk about the tool itself. Because none of this matters if the drill bits are just junk. We hear about these torture tests, drilling through steel, glass.
And the technology is sound. They're carbide-tipped bits. But the key thing, and this gets lost in all the theatrics at the trade shows, is that they work by grinding, not slicing.
Grinding. What does that mean in practical terms?
It means they need speed. Extremely high RPMs, the kind you really only get from a high-speed corded drill.
Ah, okay. So if I buy one of these and try to use it with my regular cordless driver at home,
It's probably going to fail. Miserably.
and I'm going to immediately think, well, this is a scam.
Exactly. But it's not a flaw in the product. It's a failure to meet its operational requirements. It's like trying to run a race car on cheap gas. It needs the right fuel, in this case RPMs, to perform.
That makes so much sense. What about the biggest promise they make? The lifetime warranty.
This is maybe the biggest piece of evidence for their legitimacy. Our sources confirm, without a doubt, that the warranty is honored.
So it's real.
It's real. Customers mail in the broken tool, they get a new one back, no payment required. It's a huge sign of operational transparency.
Any catches?
Well, one, it's U.S. shipping only. They found that international logistics just weren't workable, but that's a business constraint, not them trying to get out of the promise.
Plus, they attend over 100 trade shows a year. You can't really do that face-to-face if your product is vaporware.
You'd be run out of town. That level of investment shows they're committed to their customers, even if the sales pitch is a bit much.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. On one hand, you have a really low scam detector score. On the other, a registered LLC, a working product with specific requirements, and a fully honored warranty.
And that's the main takeaway for now. It's so important to learn how to distinguish between a company's sales presentation and its actual verifiable business operations.
The loud marketing isn't the whole story.
Not even close. The tools work, the company is real, the warranty is honored. But you have to use the tool correctly. That skepticism from the sales pitch is valid, but here it hides a legitimate product.
So the lesson is, just because the pitch feels a little abrasive, it doesn't automatically mean the product is bad. You have to look past the packaging.
That's it, exactly. So maybe the next time you run into a presentation that feels like an infomercial, that feels just a little too good to be true, pause for a second.
Don't just dismiss it out of hand.
Right. Before you write it off, investigate the company's real-world footprint. Look for that warranty policy. Check their business registration. The truth is usually hiding right there, in the boring stuff. Keep questioning everything.